Hi, welcome to episode 4 of the GTA vehicle showcase, where I pluck a car from one of my garages, showcase it, compare it with the real thing, customize it, take it for a drive, and finally give it a star rating. Today we're going to look at this vehicle, the Mil-Spec Patriot in-game, or the Hummer H1 in reality. Originally designed for and still in use today by the American Armed Services, this vehicle, known as the Humvee, is extremely versatile in what it can carry, what it can do, where it can go. It's also pretty famous from either the news or movies like Black Hawk Down. As you can see, plenty of customizations available in game to make a pretty convincing Humvee. However, on closer inspection, we can see this vehicle is actually based on the Mil-Spec Automotive M1R. This is their high-performance version of the civilian Hummer H1. Costs about $330,000. And if you want more information on this vehicle, then I've linked their website down below. This is a pretty good value vehicle, really. Loads of customization in the game to make civilian or military versions. Perhaps the only downside is many versions of this car in reality don't have bumpers and they don't have side steps. You can't actually remove everything quite in the game. To stop the video being too long, I've simply listed all the customization options used in the comments. I've never seen one of these things for real, but when you look at my simulated British parking space, I think you can see why. Before we go for a drive, I thought I'd compare this vehicle with the Kyo DLC Hummer, known as the Squaddy. Now, when you look at the two, the Squaddy just doesn't look right. It's too narrow, really. There's something all wrong with the proportions, and I think that's because it's based more on the Hummer H2, but tweaked to look military, and I'm afraid it's just blown out of the water by this new vehicle. And in fact, straight after taking this shot, I took the Squaddy down to Los Santos Customs and sold it. For the drive, I think we'll take a little trip up to one of the local landmarks, which is the sign at Vinewood. Driving the car, truck should we say, is pretty much as you'd expect. It's pretty big, it's pretty heavy, so obviously it takes a while to brake, it takes a while to turn. But for what it is, it drives very well. There is one advantage. You can see we've been held up already by traffic, and there's some more. And really, when you've bought one of these, why should you be held up by the traffic? You don't need to be. So there's a quicker way to Vinewood, and I think we'll take that fairly soon. And finally, an opportunity to get off the road and leave those pesky motorists behind. The Hummer makes a great off-road vehicle in game. I'm sure it probably does in real life. Even off-roading, we seem to find them, don't we? Anyway, here we go again. There are steep hills, no problem. And we have the Vinewood sign. What if you want to go steeper, really steep? Well, let's see, we'll take a tiny run at it, and here we go. No problem. It's not just good at going up the hills, it's also very good at going down the hills. It's nice and stable, it doesn't flip too easily. But I hear you ask, what if I find a building site with a very tricky track going around the outside that's more like a BMX track? Well, it's got your back there as well. Well, the looks, like most of the recently released vehicles, just has to be a 5. Doesn't matter whether you go for the M1R or if you go for a military look, it's really good. Driving, I'm going to give 4 stars. Now, that doesn't mean that it's way better than a Lamborghini or Ferrari in the game. It simply means that for what it is, it drives very well and it goes well off-road. Value for money, you go 4 stars again. It's about 1.3 million if you got the agency, but it's nearer 1.8 if you don't, so it's pretty pricey. But you've got a very accurately modeled car with lots of customization. There's lots of things you can do with it. You can also add the Imani tech if you want, with the missile jammers and the oil slick and all the other fun toys. So yes, overall, this is a really good vehicle. Do you have one of these in the game? And if so, have you done it military, civil, or just something completely different? Please let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching.